She's still digging through there. Her love of children is pushing her through the rubble. Hi guys, and welcome to the very first video for this War of Mine. Right, let's jump straight into it and then I can explain everything about the game whilst we're having a look. So basically, this War of Mine is a war game, but it's unlike any other I've ever played. So basically, you're a group of survivors who literally need to survive in a war zone. So the only thing I can compare it to right now is if there's a family in Syria right now and they're trying to survive whilst they're in a war zone, and it's kind of exactly what I pictured this being like when I'm playing this game. Obviously it's not based upon that or any other war that's been. It's a very fictional game, but I really love this game. The ideas behind it are very good. It's unlike any other game I've ever played. It's not an overly expensive game, so if you're looking for something that's going to test you emotionally and on a different level to other games you've got, definitely give this one a go, guys. It's something that I hope you enjoy watching whilst I'm playing it. It's so involving. So right, let's jump into it. So as you can see, there are stories that are pre-made for you to choose from. So there's Katia, Bruno and Pavla, and then there's Pavla, Bruno and Marco, but then there's these two new ones which I've just opened up the game. I've seen these are new ones, so I think we should go for a new one. So this is 4 people, so I don't know if this is gonna, let's say yes, and let's jump in straight into this one. So this is the first one I've ever played with 4 people. I didn't know you could even do this, but let's have a look. So day 1, so the game is based upon days, so you have to survive a day, and if you survive that day it's a great thing, but each day has its own ups and downs, as you will see, and it's a very time consuming in the game. I'll explain as we're playing along, and hopefully you can kind of see where it all ends up and how the game really works. It's been a while since I played it, so please forgive me if it's a bit of a mess, but let's jump straight in. So here we go. War has been raging for countless months, and the besieged city has been reduced to a sea of ruins by constant shelling, so something like you'd imagine now. Going outside during daylight is like inviting snipers to a target practice. Everything is short supply, and what little aid reaches the city is seized by most of the ruthless and best armed. Few residents were lucky enough to flee. The unlucky ones like Zlata, oh this is going to be difficult, Zlata, Sketva, Anton and Pavla, who missed the last refugee convoy, are left to fend for themselves. Ordinary people are with no survival skills, hiding in the ruins and relying on each other to survive. So that's exactly what it's like, guys. So you really have to rely on each other to do different things. So you'll definitely see how this works. So you see how they are. So let's see if anything useful left here. So let's go for, okay, so Pavla you can see is sick down here. Let's quickly have a look. Anton, he's a good mathematician, that's a good thing to know. She bolsters spirits, so she's like a nice friendly person. He's sick, so he needs to rest, and she loves children. Fair enough, but she's going to go over there and she's going to start digging through this rubble. This guy needs to rest, but he's going to go down here and see if he can build anything yet. We're going to go up here and see if we can do that. Okay, can't build anything yet, we have no materials, and I'll explain exactly what materials mean in a second. So what you can see is here, this takes how much time. Once that gets all the way around, it's completely done. Okay, gravel, exit. So what she did there was she went to a rubble bit like this, she searched it, and that's what I found. So let's see what she can find over here. So that's how much time it takes to do that. So in here you can see we've got a lockpick, brilliant. There's also electronic parts, which are great, parts and components, and each thing can be put together. You need so many of one thing and so many of another. You make something like beds, benches to make weapons, things like that. So now I can send her up there to lockpick that door, because it's like a nice little lockpick door. What I can do is send him up there to see if there's anything in there. She's still breaking through that. This guy can come along here. He's sick, but everyone's got to pull their part, you know, to start going. What's he found? He's okay, good. So he's found some herbs, he's found some components, and he's found some electronic parts as well. So we can grab all them, put them in our inventory, and our friend here can go down and just keep dismantling rubble. The less rubble we've got left at the end of the day, the better. So what she's going to do, she's unlocked that, and she's going to go and start dismantling that rubble. All seems pretty good. Okay, what he's going to do is trying to break down that. Hopefully he can do it. Yeah. So he's managed to break down that barricade, and now he's going to go search that. And you can see he literally runs across some planks across the wood after this hole's come through. So, oh, good. We've got another lockpick. That's good stuff. So what else is in there? And also we've got this shed outside. So there are outside elements as well. Oh, good. She can go there. What's he found in here? He's found some clean water. Another useful thing to know. To get. So he can go. She can go into there and hopefully lockpick that. At least it's warm in here. So they all have their own little things they can say. We'll look into each other's another bit of water and books. Books are good to make firewood from, really, as well. What he's going to do, he's going to go down there. Oh, usually they jump out the window. Oh, but he's going to go that way. Which way is he going? Oh, he's going to go all the way down there and up there. That's fair enough. You can go swim to that. Where's my friend? Where's our friend? Oh. Okay, so you can't do that. So what could we send him to do? We could send him to go and force all those locks. What's he found? Something good. He found some vegetables, herbs, lots of wood, and lots of components, which is all really good stuff. So if you go back, tell him to go and search the little thing in the I say greenhouse, but it's not. It's a treehouse. And there we go. So she's now done that. She can't unlock that yet because we need another lockpick. None in there. That's no problem. What I'm going to send her to do is go see if she can build something now that we found some materials. So yeah, so throughout the day, you'll see soon, we'll get traders come to the door who are other civilians who are also other stuff. Okay, so quickly, this is the workshop. This is where we make things that make people happy, because if they get sad, they get depressed, and they get suicidal. It's that kind of intensity of the game, really. And that's just a tiny bit. Like, there's other emotions affect the way they work and the way they forage, as we'll see later in this daylight. So what we can do is each one tells us what's happening. So if you go onto the bed, offers a decent night's sleep with back pain, no matter if it's a night or day. So I want to get one of these, definitely. So let's make one of these, and then we choose to put it somewhere. I'm a bit OCD with how I, like, even in Sims, I'm always like, I like it to be neat. Even when I do like big city expansion thing like SimCity, I always want it to be neat and tidy, and it's that kind of like thing. So I think that's the best place to put it, because if I put it up here, I don't want rain to get them. It doesn't rain and annoy them, but in my mind it does. So, you know, building that there I think is fine. And then it gives us more space to build other things like pots, pans, things like that. So this is the kitchen area, as you can see. We've also got like a lounge type of area. So this probably was a big old 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bed house almost. Maybe a bit more, maybe 6 bed with a basement, with a basement, and then the laundry area. And then obviously the hallway, kitchen, living area. Okay, she's done that, so she can go do that. Okay, so he needs to go rest in the bed. So because he's sick, if he rests, so you see now it says recovering, let him sleep and hopefully recover. So she's going to go do that. Our friend here, so I've never had 4 before, so it's going to keep me entertained as well, because it's a lot more, there's more people to look after, more food to get and things like that. So the chance of survival is much lower per person at the moment. So we've really got to be careful with choices we make and things like that. So right, so what we could do, we don't really need a simple heater yet because it's not going to get that cold to start with. I mean, it could be different weather situation, but previously I played it and it doesn't get cold until about a few more days yet. So we can save up on materials and maybe get something else. So radio is a good thing to see because we can hear about if we should go out or not. That's a really good thing. Get a chair again. Meh, whether we should, get a chair or not at the moment. I think we need something that's going to help cook food and help us in that way. So, a cruise stove I think is probably the best thing. Moonshine, none of them like alcohol yet or addicted to alcohol, so we don't need to make them alcohol yet. Metal workbenches are good because we can make tools, and then rain collectors are obviously good because it makes water. But I think first making some food would be good. And again, obviously putting it in the kitchen is probably the best place to do that because it's next to the fridge and it's not very far to take the food and cook it. Just like you'd have a normal stove. So she's now going to try and break through that and see what we can find in this wardrobe. She's still digging through there. Her love of children is pushing her through the rubble. And then we've got good old Pavle. I'm saying that French and I think it's more Russian. Pavel, don't know. He's recovering. So what we can do now is our good friend could make some food. So obviously that's helpful because people like to eat, but no one's that hungry yet because it says hungry, depressed, needs food. So he can go down and see if we can make anything else. As you saw there, we couldn't make it because we need consumables like firewood to build that. Okay, good. So we can also make a rain. Oh, we can't. We need more of these, you see. We need more components, wood, and parts. So these are things when we scavenge, and you'll see soon when we go out to scavenge, we can get those things. So he's kind of done. She can. What could she do? She can do nothing really. In the bed? No. So what you can see it's here. It's not always the end of the day, and it would tell us. So quickly see if we can find in here, and then we need to end the day. Oh, okay, good. So jewelry is a very good thing to trade with. But remember, we've still got that and that to get into if we find some lockpicks. So end the day. So the night is the time when you go out and you scavenge. Obviously Pavle needs to stay in bed because he's ill. The number next to the name is how much they can carry. So obviously I think we should take her out with us. She needs to sleep, and I think he could do with guarding. Actually, I doubt many people are going to take us on day one. If they do, I'm sorry guys, but I really think you should get a good night's sleep and let Zlata go out and see if she can find something. So we've got a shelled school she could go to, lots of parts, huge amount of weapons, lots of meds, huge amounts of materials, and some food. There's a squat we could go to, which is a huge amount of materials, lots of weapons and lots of parts. And then there's the semi-detached house, but as you can see, there's danger there because it's a half-run house with lots of people living there on one half. They don't seem very friendly. At night you can sometimes hear shots fired from there. We could probably scour the abandoned parts for supplies if you manage to sneak past the inhabited bit. Okay. I think the shell cottage is probably the best place to start. I don't think we need to take anything. I'd rather just give her, because usually you can take, like, if you took a piece of jewellery and you bumped into somebody, they were like, hey, I've got loads of stuff. You can be like, oh yeah, I've got some jewellery, have that and give me some of your stuff. So what we can do is we can send her over to here to, okay, so these noises mean there's somebody there, but it's a rat that's just going to sniff her bum. And then you can see the rats come back in. Okay, so broken toy we don't really need. What we could do with is some wood. You can always drop these things, so don't be scared guys when you are doing this to get whatever you need and then drop it as you see. But what you can do is look through the letterbox and it gives you a line of sight all the way down the house at the moment. As you can see, no one's in, so let's have a search. Actually, let's close the door. So when you search, you admit all good, sugar, clean water, vegetables and raw food. Let's take all of that. Let's get rid of some parts and take. Obviously, the clean water's better at the moment. We need things like that. Right, what else we got in here? Some more clean water. Sugar, it's no sugar. I don't think we need any more sugar actually. We can have a look in the bed. Or under the bed. Good, bandages and meds. That's good because obviously if we have sick people like Pavla is. Not Matt Pavla, sorry. Who's sick? The guy's sick in bed. What's his name? We can give them bandages. So this is where you have to really be thinking about what you take home. Obviously you can come back tomorrow night, but somebody might have come in the, like as we leave and got everything else. Let's see what else we can find. Come back for that. Okay, so we need a lockpick to get into there. That's no problem. Let's quickly go down here. Oh, we can actually have a look down here. Let's see what's here first. Looks like it's a dead guy. Yeah, there's a dead soldier there. Good to see what's in him. Depends how quick she is. Because you see, that's the time we've got left. And when it gets to that red bit, if we don't run home before it gets to red, or before the time finishes, sorry, we get trapped in daylight. But it's not like a zombie apocalypse. Oh God, we're in daylight. We're all gonna die. But it means that she has to find another way home. And it takes her a lot longer, and she could potentially hurt herself and things like that. Like it's always good to get home whilst it's still dark. But obviously, then she needs to rest in the day and things like that. So you really have to put in a lot of time thinking about, oh God, should I send them out? And then you can only send one person out at night, so could I send them out and then be like, oh God, what if these three are like, oh, excuse me, you have to really think about it. Come on, love. Come on, love, break through it. I want to see what this guy's got. Looks like we'll have to come back another time, guys, which is good. Because I like to come back to safe places like this. I'd rather go, because you get more places, like you get abandoned hospitals, things like that as the days go past. As the days go by, sorry, you discover in the horizon, oh, there's an abandoned hospital there, we could go check that out. Which obviously a bit more dicey. Let's see what she finds. Okay, so she's found weapon parts. He's got a lot of good stuff. I obviously want to take weapon parts back with me, because having a weapon's good. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back. We're going to leave now. It's 1 o'clock. She's had not too rough life. The longer you stay out, obviously, the more tired she's going to get. So we get her back in reasonable hour. She's got a lot of stuff. She's full. She's safe. It's all good, and she can go back tomorrow. Or somebody else can go back tomorrow. But it's day 2. And what does day 2 have for us? Let's find out. Tonight was really good haul. Look what I got. So she's all safe. So she's hungry and tired. What else are people? She slept poorly. He's hungry and sick. Everyone's hungry. Okay. Nobody's a good cook. She could probably go cook. Go cook, love. So how many do I need? I need 4, probably. Yeah. So she's gonna make those. She's gonna chop some wood. She's gonna stick that in the fire, and then we can make some food. And then everyone won't be hungry anymore. But everyone's pretty tired or slept poorly, so I could do with making another bed really. You can't make doubles, which is a bit rubbish. Like it'd be good if you could just extend his bed, but you can't, so it's a bit rubbish. So let's make 4 food, there's 4 people. You still recovering? You are. Let's see what we can make. Good if we can make a water filter. Water collector, sorry. Can't do that, we need a lot more components and wood. Okay. Okay, so once they've all eaten, we're going to... I don't think we could do much more, because okay, have some food. Can have some food. You love can. I don't know. You can go there for now. You make okay. So Pavla. Yeah, it's Pavla. Did I say her name's Arthur? I know your stomach's rumbling. Get in line. There you go. Have your food. So they shouldn't be hungry anymore. Which is lucky we got that much food. Because I don't think we'll be in that situation again. Sometimes you have to literally not let them eat for days and days and days, and they get very depressed, and it's so depressing to play. Right. I don't think there's much more we can do this day. We can't build anything. He's recovering. Hopefully he feels better tomorrow. I think that's about it, really. Let's exit and end the day. That's a very quick day. Usually it's a lot more you do, but okay. So as you can see, it says new. So you've got a garage. Before the war, you could take your cars repaired there. It was a decent family business run by an impulsive son and his elderly father. If they still lived there, they might be willing to trade us some goods. Alternatively, we might find lots of useful parts there, maybe even some food. I've been there before on other playthroughs, and the son is very get off my land, this is our land, and you can only pick up a couple of things really, and then otherwise you have to trade a lot for him. You have to trade stuff for him. St. Mary's Church is a huge one, but I would recommend getting a shovel for that one. And to get a shovel you need to make a workbench, then make a shovel, and shovels can break whilst you use them, but there's a lot of rubble and to get through to good things. So I'm thinking Shell Cottage again, really am. I'm not taking her. He's sick, he's sleeping in the bed. I want to take someone who's got 12. Yeah, let's take you. You two can both sleep. Just because I want to get more than just 8. Let's prepare. She doesn't need to take anything out with her. Let's see what we can do. Right. What else can we find love today? Oh my god, a lockpick, which should have been good. Look at this poor person. So let's grab all this. There might be people here now, we don't know. You can sneak with one click, and then obviously like I just did, double click to run. But if you run, you emit these pulse noises, and if people around you, they'll hear you, and they'll come look for you. But it doesn't look like anyone's there. Look at his body again, see if no one took it all. Okay, let's go for all this stuff. Okay, so nobody we know smokes. And again, that's a quick little grab. We needed the parts and stuff to build stuff. I don't think that's even enough to build stuff again. I feel like this time around it costs more materials to build stuff. So it's tough. But I hope you're enjoying the game. You can kind of see how involving it is. You have to think as if they're each one's a different person. But look, we've been raided. Someone came at night and to take our things by force. So whilst it was sleeping, like Chaveta got slightly wounded because she was trying to stop them from taking things. So these are things we managed to bring back. Someone's trying to rob us. A couple of scavengers, so they didn't do much harm. But obviously, if they have, Pavla wounded the attackers, took a few things. But obviously, if we had weapons, we could defend ourselves better. So this is not good. She needs. But if you click on bio, now we start to understand more about the people. So, oh dear, this is embarrassing. Terrible situation, a good administrative and logical skills, which won't be able to use given the circumstances. I'm told I'm a good caregiver. I really love kids. What else? I have a driver's license. Sorry, that's not a poor attempt at making a joke. So she seems quite light-hearted. But day 3, look what's happened. It's terrible. It's terribly quiet here, don't you think? Oh no, of course not. With all the shooting and bombing, I just mean this is my job conditioning showing. My conditioning showing. I'm afraid. You see, I'm a teacher, an elementary school principal. So, excuse my reading, guys, but yeah. So, I need to bandage her up. So that should help her. But that's our medicine gone. So she's very tired, and he should. Why is everyone wounded? He's hungry, so he can go have some food. She needs to sleep. She's bandaged, but needs to make that, and he's hungry as well. He can go eat something. Go to sleep then. So she's gonna sleep today. Yeah, we can make another bed. Where should we put it? Should we put it over here or in here? I think we should put it in here. She's gonna go make that. Not filling, but it's food, so what he's just eating is some raw food. That's what we've got there. So he's, she, I don't know who to put in, slightly sick. He's sick, so I think I should give him some meds because he's not getting better. I don't want him to die from poisoning or whatever he's got. Someone's at the door. My mathematician. So this is when people like traders come. You have to think, run before he goes away. So this is where we get decisions of what we need. So things like medications are very expensive in times of war, obviously. What we could do with would be some canned food, really easy meal to make. What could we trade for some canned food? We could trade some herbs. But it says here, you've got to be kidding me, show me some more. So we could give you some. God, he wants a lot. Oh, no weapon parts. You got sugar. So for all of that, guys, we can have 3 cans of food, which is tough, really tough. We've lost all the tobacco, the fertilizer, the herbs, we had the sugar and a book. Books? No. Deal. We need the food. Goodbye, my friend. Close the door. Head back in. So you're on meds and you're slightly wounded. Do you fancy going to make something? You can go to bed. Oh, she's hungry, so you can come to eat something. He's going to do something. Got another bed. Actually, what else could we make? Let's make a rainwater collector. That's always a good thing to have. So he's going to go make something now. He's going to run. Whee! Let's see what you can make. Okay, so we've got a few things left we can make. We can make a radio, which I think would be good to know. We can make a simple heater, not that cold yet, so I don't think that's a priority. Chair's okay to sit down. Give me another bed, but I think we've got enough beds for now. I'm gonna say a radio. Let's stick the radio in the lounge. Oh no, should we stick it in the attic? Better reception in the attic. She's now going to go and do that. She's going to have some food. She's going to have some canned food. She's hungry. And she's going to go to sleep. She's sleeping. She's also hungry. She can be hungry some more. So somebody needs to make a filter. How are we going to run down once he's finished making the radio? Come on. Can run down. Look at that. Whee! Whee! You do some bandages, shut up. Make me a filter. Then that makes some water, and we can use the water to make food. Which is good. So now you can go do that because I think he's finished. Make, there we go. So that's gonna make 4 lots of rain, like 4 lots of water, which is all good. Okay, and you're going to now listen to the radio. Please run. Dun 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 dun. I'm hungry. Okay, so the rebellion instructors to sorry, this one. To warn the listeners not to cross the front line. Failure to comply will result in death. So let's start from the back. What else can we find? Let's play music. Slight desperate counterattacks by the rebels trying to lift the siege of. So that's where we are. Pogrom. The city remains cut off. Government forces do not allow any aid to reach the city, claiming it would end up in rebel hands. It's not good stuff. I really do. Okay, we read that one. Some classical music. Upcoming days will still be nice and warm, perfect for a stroll in the park. So that's the weather. It's good to know because we don't need a heater yet. And that's it. So let's just leave it on the classical music. Let's see what else we can make, if anything. And then I think that's going to end the episode, guys. I think we've done pretty well. We've established a few beds, we've got somewhere to cook, we've got a radio to listen to about the news, we've got some water coming in, so we've got food, water and beds. All good things to have. We're not doing too badly. I mean, we've got, okay, so we'll go quickly through how people are. So Papa's still hungry. He's sick and he's slightly wounded. We've got Javet. I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay, let me just quickly make a workshop because that would be a good thing to have for sure. We've got Javet, who is slightly sick. She's recovering. She's slightly wounded. She's bandaged and she's asleep, which is recovering. Anton is he slept poorly. He's still hungry, so he's gonna have some canned food, but he's not doing too badly. We've got Zlata, who's hungry and tired. She was very tired, but oh, now she's just hungry. There we go. So I think he would rather have the food, but he's finished having the canned food, so he can now go and just do his own thing. I need so much rumbling. Have some canned food. And then we've got, yeah, Zlata, who's just hungry, but we haven't got any food for her. You can go and sleep. You can just chill in the kitchen. Oh no. You are lucky it's not cold in here. And then that's the end of the day, and that's the end of the episode when she's made this bench. Look, you see it's ticking down. Don't think she'll make the bench in time. It's 8 o'clock. It's the night. I'm going to end it there, guys. So next episode, we're going to see where we're going to go, who we're going to take, and what the other days are going to give us. We could have people firing at us. We could have military rebels coming into our building. We could have storms, bad weather, illnesses go into our people. We could have infected wounds. A humongous amount of issues that could come towards us, and we've got to try and fight each one as they come, and it gets really, really emotional as you get attached to these characters and you find out more about them and you find out why they're trying to survive, and it's just a roller coaster of emotions. So I really hope you've enjoyed this first episode. We've done a lot. Thank you for sticking around. Please watch these 2 videos if you haven't seen them already, and I will see you next time, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.